But turning away is not the same as being free. Doga sees his face before he sight it. She sees a flash of guilt. That small flash becomes more powerful than energy. World Doga does not run up after his immediately. She has run on pride. She understands where she is breathing deeply, trying to study herself. In her mind may throw move at once. She is angry because she shouted. She is embarrassed because she made a mistake. She is confused. Even she was pain in him when she is frustrated because every time she thinks she understands Yaman, he becomes more complicated. He is not kind enough for kind of forgive easily, but he is not cruel enough for her to hate fully. He stands in his middle, and that middle place in the hardest for her. Clear enemies are easy, wounded people are not. The people around that form begins to notice the change too. They may not say everything openly, but they watch, they see that Doga is not living, that they sees Yemen is no more affected by he the admit the sees their argument or begins to their simple shame. In the beginning it was easy to say dislike others each other. Now there is too much attack in the dislike. There are too many pushes, too many unfinished sentences, too many moments where no help the others and then pretend it means nothing. The form people understand life better and then too proud hearts and the center of the story. They know that something anger is only the first laughing of a feeling that has not found its real name. Hulasai also feels the pressure growing. His daughter is changing in front of him, and he does not know whether to be proud or afraid. He wanted her to become stronger, but seeing strength grow through pain is not easily for feathers. He may have image. Doga learned lessons in a safe way under his control. Both real lessons do not ask permissions. They ask a person into discomfort and they until something inside begins to move. Hulsai sees that Yaman is hard on her. She sees that yoga is tried. He wants to interfere, but a part of him no interference may destroy what she is trying to build. This becomes his own test. When he comes his daughter without controlling every step of her journey, Doka relationship with Holosai's change quietly before she may have depends on his without noticing. His protecting was like around her, it was always there, but now she begins to see that his protections but also made other people doubt her. When Yaman look at her, sees a spoiled girl. He is not only girl judging her unfairly, he is also seeing the result of a life where Doga was not forced to stand alone. This realization hurt her. She loves her father, but she also begins to feel energy at the soft cage he built around her. It was made from her, but it will a cage. Now every hard moment at the farm becomes a step outside that cage. Yaman angers toward Hulasai's world grow when the matter of land returns. The frame is not safe from outside pressures. There is a plain talk and people who seize the land and opportunity for them from the openly only a palace on a map, a valuable area, a future project or a business moves. For Yemen in our life, it is the ground that caged him after his fall. It is the work that gave his day meaning. It is the place where the turning pain into something useful. This difference is very important. This when People with money look at land. They will seize profit when people who live from land look at it. They seize memory, labor, family, and tomorrow bread. Mud becomes more dangerous here because he brings the smell of that outside world into the farm. He may speak smoothly, he may act like everything can be solved with discussions, but Yaman does not trust smooth speech. He had learned that spoiled world can hidden sharp knives may not need to shout to become a threat. Sometimes the calm persons with a plan can do more damage than the energy persons with a raised voice. Yaman understand this Doga, however, may still be unsure. She knows Mud world better than Yaman world. She understands the language of deals, meeting and family interest, but the more time and she spends on the farm, she more than language begins to feel cold. Doga is placed between two roads. One road is familiar. It reels back to comfort, family protections, clean room, planned future, and people who speak her language. The other road is rough, is lead deeper into the farm, into human angers, into honest work, into mistake, and into trust she may not want to face. The easy road tells her she has nothing to prove. The hard road asks her to become someone new. This is why her stay becomes meaningful. It is not only about winning an argument with Yaman, it is only choosing which version of herself she wants to feed. She days every day she remains there. The old Doga becomes weaker and the new Doga becomes more possible. There is a sense in the sections where Doga stand alone and look at the land differently. At first, the farm was only Yaman place, a place where she felt unwanted. Now she begins to see detail. She sees how the light falls on the field. She sees how the animals recognize the hands that care for them. She sees how every person's work connect to another person's life. The farm is not random, it has order, it has rhythm, it has a quiet dignity. This does not make Doga suddenly expert or fully change, but it opens her eyes. She begins to understand why Yaman protect this place like a wounded animal protect its shelter. Yaman sees her looking at her land and misunderstands at first. She think he thinks she is judging, he thinks she is comparing it to her rich life. His old anger rises quickly because he expects insult before it happens. This is another sign of wound. He has been looked down at once and now he sees that look everywhere, even when it may not to be there. He speaks harshly before Doga can explain. Doga answers the frustrations, telling him in her own way that not every look from an insult. This moment matters because it shows how the past can position the present. Doga may be changing, but Yaman memory keep forcing her into old shape. Doga finally says something simple but strong. She tells him that he cannot punish her forever for a story he refuses to fully explain. This sentence hits Yaman because it is true. He wants her to understand his pain, but he does not want to give her the whole trust. He wants her to feel guilty, but he has not told her full weight of what happened. He wants justice, but he is also hiding behind silence. For the first time, Yaman is forced to see that his anger may be understandable but still unfair in the way by B uses it. He does not accept this openly. He walks away again, but this time walking away does not protect him, her words from him. The story the move into Yaman inner struggle. This remember the old day. The business meeting, the insult, the feeling of standing in a room where people saw him clothed before his characters. He remembers living with a heavy chest. He remembered the accident and the long road after. He remembered the moment when he decided that the world of people like Doga was not for him. These memories are not shown only to make the audience pity him. They show why he became hard. He did not wake up one day and choose bitterness for the reasons. Life gave him pain and the shape that pain into armor. The problem is that armor protects a person from enemies but it also blocks warmth. Doga old mistake also need to be understood clearly. She did not act with deep evil, she acted with blindness. This is important because blindness can still hurt people. Many people think only bad intentions creates damage, but careless world can cut deeply too. Doga's first judgment of Yaman may have come from habit, class, training, and that they were taught her to read people. She did not see the man. She saw a state glory that Kate Gory maid gave her speak wrongly. Now the form is teaching her that every person carries a story behind appearance. She is learning the lessons through Yaman but also through herself. Yaman has also placed aside a category. The mirror effect becomes the emotional center of sections 3. Doga once judged Yaman too quickly. Yaman is now judging Doga too slowly. He refuses to update his view even when new advice appears. In different ways, both have failed to see each other clearly. These scenes become powerful when it shows that both must learn the same lesson. Sees someone truly requires humility. You must accept that your first opinion may be wrong. You must allow the other person to become more that the old you gave them in your pain. This is hard for Doga and this is even harder for Yaman. The form becomes more tense when a practical problem appears. It may be an animal in trouble, a broken part of the farm, a sudden weather issue, or a mistake that needs that actions. Whatever the problem is, forces everyone to move together. These moments are important because they remove the luxury of arguing. When something argument happened, Yaman does not want to depend on her. She becomes part of the moment. She may not know everything, but she can help in someone maybe she noticed something, maybe she brings help, maybe she follows an instructions correctly for the first time. Her actions may be small, but it matters. Yaman sees this and cannot easily dismiss it. He may still speak loudly, but he knows she helped. The trust stand in front of him. Doga is not useless. She is not only trouble. She can act when needed. This can create crack in his anger. He does not thank the properly because they think thank would too soft, but this silence change it. It is no longer only rejections, it carries a difficult respect. Doga noticed the change even in a small. She does not know smile openly because she also has pride but inside. That small shift gives her strength for the first time. She feels she may be able to earn a place here. After the urgent moment passes, both return to their guarded sleeves. This is realistic. People do not change completely. After one helpless act, Yaman may still say something. Distance Doga may still answers will sharpness, but the audience can feel that the old pattern has been touched before. Yaman could call her incapable and believable it fully. Now it's even he knows it is completely true. Before Doga could call him unfair and believe there was nothing else behind him. Now it she says. She remembers she feared in his angers. Both are losing the comfort of simple blame. The evening blames a quieter emotional tone. The form slowed down, the sky changes color, work ends, but the end mind keeps moving, doing sits alone or walks away from the noise, trying to understand why she feels so tired in her heart. Physical tiredness is easy to explain. Emotional tiredness is harder. When she is trying to fighting, Yaman is trying to proving herself. She is trying to feeling guilty for something she does not know. Comfort while also not waiting, wanting to return to it. This is the first sign that the old life on the no longer fits as perfectly. Once a chance sees another kind of trust, comfort can begin to feel empty. Yaman also become restless in the evening. He moved through he formed like a he always does. He remembers her saying he cannot pushing her from a trust. He refuses to explain. He does not want to admit she is right, but her sentence stay with him if we make him energy angry because it touched the weak point in the behavior. He has been using the pain as long as room and blaming out from knowing that what is inside. But how can she know if he never opens the door? These questions troubles him. He wants to keep the door closed, yet part of him is trying to standing guard in front of it. The people around Yaman may try to speak with him. Someone close to him remind him that Doga is not the same person every day. Someone may say that anger is useful only for a while. Someone may warn him to blame injustice while fighting old injustice. Yaman may reject these words at first. He may nobody understand that what happened, but deep inside he knows the people who loves him are not the enemies. They are trying to protect him, becoming trapped in the same wound forever. This kind of conversations give the story moral balance. It shows that Yaman pain is real, but pain does not give a person unlimited permissions to hurt others. Doga may also receive advice. Her someone one of the farm, it would be a warmer character who sees her struggle and speak gently. This person may tell her that Yaman is hard because life has been hard with him. They may not reveal everything, but they give enough for Dongas to understand the story is bigger than one bad meeting. This makes her mistake. For once, she does not answer quickly. She listens. Listening is one of the first real change in one world. She often world spoke from positions on the farm. She is learning to her from the heart. The next day bring another meeting between Doga and Yaman, but the mood is different. Their world may still be sharp, yet both are more aware. Doga looks at Yaman not only with anger but with searching eyes. Yaman noticed and becomes uncomfortable. He does not want to be studied. He does not want to pity. Pity feels worse than hatred to him. He would rather have Doga fight him. Look at him softly. Softness can enter palace, anger cannot. So he pushes her again with a hard sentence, trying to bring back to the old fight. Doga answers, but this time her answers had sadness in it. That sadness unsettles him more than anger. This is an important point in the emotional moment. Angers give both of them energy. Sadness slow them down when Doga is energy, angry when comes fight, when she is sad. He has to feel, he does not want to feel. Feeling means the wall is weakening. So he become even more controlled, even more distant, but he audience sees the trust he does not is not proof that he feels nothing. It is proof that he feels too much and does not know where to put it. The land issue between louder again when news arrive about possible plan or pressures from inside. Outside, Yaman becomes tense at once. His focus moves from Doga to the farm safely, but Doga watches him closely. She sees how to whole body changes with the land is threatening. His voice becomes firm, his eyes become darker. He speaks like a man defending a person he loves. Doga begins to understand that farm is not property to him in his family. This changed the way she the conflict in her family or people connected to her world and involved in hurting this palace. Then she cannot stay natural forever. Doga first insists maybe defend her own side. She may say there must be another explanation. She may believe that business plans are not always cruel. This is natural because she comes from that world. But Yaman see is a proof that she will always choose power over people. This their argument return, but now it has more depth. It is not about whether Doga can milk an animal or wake up early. It is about justice. It is about who gets to decide the future of land. It is about whether people with money can create a living center and call it is opportunity. Doga is forced to think about questions she avoided before. Mart can use these confusions. He may speak to Doga in a calm way, telling her that Yaman is emotional, that progress is normal, that business require difficult choices, that the farm people do not understand the bigger pictures. This world may sound responsible at first. This is why they are dangerous. Not every threat comes from an ugly face. Some threat come dressed as logic. Doga listens, but now he hears differently. But before she might have expected she much easily. Now she sees Yaman hands the farm, people work and the life behind the land. The world progress no longer sounds clean to her. She begins to ask progress for whom. These questions show her growth. A person from comfort often sends decisions from above. A person who have worked beside ordinary peoples belongs to see from him the ground. Doga is slowly moving from the view above to the view below. This does not mean she rejects her family immediately. It means she begins to think in the identity she does not want to use as a bridge for someone else's plan. She does not want to smile while people around her lose something real. This inner conflict gives her character strength. She is not only changing because of Yaman, she is changing because the form has awakened her sense of fairness. Yaman, however, does not sees the change clearly, yet he still expects betrayal when a person who has been curtain world. He often believes everyone from that world will act the same way. Yaman sees Doga speaking with Mart or listening or to business talk, and his all distrust return. He accuses her before asking questions. Doga feels wounded by his because she is trying when if she does made all the choices, yet she tells him that he does not know what is inside her. He answers that he knows enough. This sentence cuts deep because it repeats the original mistake between them. Once again, one person believes they know the other without truly listening. Doga reaches a breaking point. She says that Yaman is no different from the people he hates if he keeps judging her without seeing her. This is one of the strongest emotional life of the sections because it trusts the mirror judge directly toward him. Yaman hates begins judged by appearance, class, and first impressions, yet the first has been same kind of narrow mind. The moment land heavily, he may not show it, but it strikes him. He trust is painful because it comes from the persons to leave want to hear from it. After this argument, Doga walks away. This time she does not walk away like a spoiled girl escaping hard work. She walks away like someone protecting her dignity. Yaman sees her different. He knows her heart in his deeper way. For a moment, he almost follows her. Then he stops himself. His pride instinct is no longer only projection. This is a new instinct now, small but real. They want to repair. This is not ready to obey yet. It becomes exist matter. Doga finds a quiet corner of her form. She she does not cry loudly. Her pain is quieter than that. She is angry with Yaman, angry with herself, and angry with the situations that has made everything she complicated. She thinks about living for the first time. Living does not feel like failure only, it also feels like space. She could go home, take a shower, wear clean clothes, sleep in her own bed, and let other fight away land and his past. But then image Yaman face it. She leaves. She imaged his saying his was right. More importantly, she imaged herself knowing she left before understanding the trust that throws stop her. This is turning point. Doga stay not only because of pride now. She stay because her consequence has become involved. She knows something is wrong. She knows there is more to the story. She knows the land issue by may become serious. She knows Yaman pain has root. If she leaves, she may return to comfort, but she will also return to blindness she has always begun to see, and seeing cannot be undone. This is the real reason she remained. Yaman later sees that she has not left. She says nothing, but something in his face changes. But he expected her to go after the argument. He may Even he have wanted her to go because he living would make everything simple again. But he stay become an answers without word if she says not as big as a throw. It says harshness cannot control her. If she says her own will Yaman's respect will even she does not like the person showing it. This respect create and other small roots under the ground. The story then bring a soft movement when but too not too soft. Maybe Yaman is struggling with a task alone and Yaman appears he does not offer help kindly. He may say she is doing too wrong. She may tell him not to interfere, but instead of turning the moment into a full fight, he silently show her the correct way. The movements are carefully are and practice. Doga watched for once she does not argue. Immediately she learned. Their silence becomes different from earlier silence. It is still stands, but it not empathy. It carries a small unwilling pieces. In that moment, Doga sees another side of Yaman. He is not trying to impress her. He is not simply at Yaman good what he does. He knowledge is quiet. He hands understand the work. His body belongs to the form in a why her does not yet. This make her respect him more, not romantic respect, not yet, but human respect. She sees that he built something real. He sees that his bride has a foundation. He is not proud because she wants to look important. He is proud because he survive and create a life with meaning. Yaman sees something too. He sees that Doga can listen when she chooses to. He sees that pride is not only arrogance, something it is clear of being seen and useless. He knows that fear better than the wants to admit. When Doga was judged by him, she felt small. When Yaman was judged by her in the past, he felt small. This shared feeling connected them into a hidden way. Neither say is but both know what it means to be looked at wrongly. This is one of the first emotional bridge between them. The pride does not long last long before and other interruptions arrive. In Turkish drama, peace often appears only for a moment before a new problem tests it. Someone may call Yaman with name. Someone may come to form with documents, questions of pressure. Mert may appear at the wrong time. Halasai may to by interfere again. Whatever happens, the outsider world enter the farm and break the fragile silence. This reminds the audience that yoga and Yaman personal conflict is tied to bigger force. They cannot solve their hurt while ignoring the land, family pressure, and business interest around him. Doga begins to him ask more questions about the past. She may not ask Yaman directly every time because he closes quickly. Instead, she listens to others. She notices reactions When he accident is mentioned, she sees how people she sees how people becomes careful. She understands that Yaman's story is not fully public, but it knows enough to those close to him. Each small clue adds weight. The more she learned, the more uneasy she becomes. She realized that her past actions may have touched a larger pain than she understood. This does not make her guilty for everything, but it makes her responsible for learning. The trust responsibility becomes the main word of for Doga. She cannot remain the girl who says I did not know and uses that as protections forever. Not knowing may explain the past, but it cannot excuse the future. Now she knows enough to keep asking. She knows enough to be careful. She knows enough to be stop treating Yaman angers as only bad behavior. This cannot have much except cruelty. It means she must separate his pain from his mistake. She can understand his wound without allowing him to hurt her without limit. This balance makes her stronger. Yaman's responsibility indifferent. He must accept that pain does not stay pure when it becomes a punishment. At first, his anger came from a real wound, but it keeps using the but it keeps using that wound to attack Doga even when she is trying to understand, then become part of harm. This is hard of the because anger has been in protection for a long time. Letting Dogo it feels like standing without armor, but he found that people who love him, but Doga's stubborn presence are slowly pushing him toward that dangerous honesty. A powerful scenes can happen when human Yaman is also with something connected to this accident. It may be a memory, an object, a palace, or a physical reminder. Doga may see him from afar and realize that his pain is not emotional. It's changed the way he lives, it's changed his path, maybe it's changed his body. His change. She does not interrupt, she not watch, and for once her face has no pride, it has shock and sadness. This silence witness is important. Sometimes a person understands more by seeing quiet pain than by hearing our long explanations. Yaman notices her watching and becomes angry, but because she wants too much, he tells her. Both looks at her like that. Doga answers softly that she is not pitying him. He does not believe her pity is one of his deepest fear. He can handle hatred, he can handle anger, he can even handle rejection, but pity makes him feel powerless again. Doga has to learn this. If she wants to reach him, she cannot come with pity, she must come with respect and honesty. She tells him that respect is exactly why she wants the trust. This would become one of the first almost honest conversations. Yaman may not tell everything, but he gives her Please, he may says that some moment cannot be repaired. He may answers that some word follow to a person longer than the person who spoke. Then can image he may says that after that day nothing was the same. Doga listens and the world is slowly. She begins to understand that the past she treated as a small misunderstanding was for him the beginning of a collapse. Doga wants to defend herself. He told habit rises. She wants to stay. She did not mean it. She did not know. She was young. She was under pressure. She made mistake. All these things may be true, but for once she does not speak them. First she lets silence come. This is real growth, and immature person rushes to protect herself from guilt. A growing person can eat with guilt long enough to understand it. Doka's silence tells Yaman something too. It tells him she is finally hearing him, not only preparing an answers. Yaman is not ready to forgive, but he is affected by her silence. He expected excuses, he expected anger, he expected her to make herself the victim. When she does not, his anger loses its usual road. He does not know where to send it. The moment becomes uncomfortable for both. It is not a warm reconciliation, it is heavier than that. It is first honest contact between wound and responsibility. Such contact her, but it also the beginning of healing. The conversations may read badly because both are not ready to stay open for long. Yaman may say something harsh to close the door again. Doga may leave that with tears in his eyes, but still hold her height. This keeps her drama alive while moving the emotional forward. The audience feels that something important happened, even if nothing is solved. This is how strong slow burn stories work. The biggest change often then inside. Outside the heavier catch up. The next part can bring Doga into conflict with her own family on social circle. She begins to question that they are doing about her land. Hulasai and may notice it and land become married, worried. Mud has become suspicious. Peoples may were used to Doga were used to Doga following the family path may not like her new questions. This creates a new pressures. Doga growth is no longer private. It begins to affect her relationship. When a person changes, the people around him them resist because they miss the old versions who is easier to control. Doga may so learn that stronger some people uncomfortable. Yaman sees Doga asking questions, but he still doubt her. This is not gone quickly. He may wonder if she only pretending to care. He may think she will return to her side when pressures become serious. This doubt is painful for Doga, but it is also realistic. She has not yet proven herself in a major choice. Small effort on the farm and important, but the real test will come when she must choose between comfort and justice. The story prepare for her test. Slowly, Doga inner voice become clear. She starts to herself what kind of person she wants to be when one is guiding her, not Hulasai, not Mud, not Yaman, just herself. This is a beautiful part of her journey because it separates growth from romance. Yaman may be the reason she entered his hard path, but he should not be only reasons be continue. Doga must grow for herself. She must become fair because fairness is right, not because it will make Yaman like her. It will reach that point her character will become much stronger. Yaman must also grow from himself. Doga may be the person who opened the wound, but she cannot be only cure. Yaman must decide that the want to live beyond the audience accident, beyond humiliations, beyond anger. If can change only because he falls in love, the change may feel weak, but if change because he sees that his own soul is tired of it, then love can become part of healing, not the whole reasons for it. This makes the story more mature. The form remains the teaches when there is work to do. Nobody can stay is emotional drama forever. This is one of the healing power of simple life. Animals still need feeding, plants still need care, tools still need fixing, meals still need cooking. Life keep asking people to return to the present. Yaman and Doga may carry heavy feeling, but the form gives the task that pulls them back into the day. This rhythm represents their pain from becoming endless darkness. It gives the story movement, warmth, and realism. There may be a shared meal scenes where Doga sit with the farm people. If the first she may feel that a outsider, but someone passes her food. Someone makes a joke, someone asks her a normal questions without scrums. This small kindness affects her more than she expects. In her old life, meals may have been former or full of hidden tensions. Here people speak directly, they loudly, they argue and then continue eating. Doga begins to feel the warmth community. This does not erase Yaman anger, but it gives her another reasons to care about this place. Yaman watches her at the table. He sees that she is less stiff then before. She smiles at something, she listens, she does not act above and everyone. This would make him clamor, but it makes her uneasy. If Doga even first a little into the form, then his belief that she does not belong becomes weaker. He has used that belief to protect himself. Without it must face the possibility that she would become part of this world. That thought frightening him because if she belongs here, then he cannot keep her safely in the category of enemy. A small jealousy feeling may also begin through Yaman wound. Never call it jealousy. It and other persons on the farm become friendly with Doga. On it might appear and speak with the beginning of Doga and Yaman's stormy journey. The Turkish series Law of Nature now is Turkish and Dongan's gonna start with a feeling that something beautiful and painful is about to happen at the same time. This is not only a simple love story, it is also story about pride, class difference, family pressure, personal pain, and the strange was life brings people back to the same palace again and again. The title itself gives the message is natural, nothing stays still forever. A seed breaks before it grows. A storm comes before the sky becomes closer. A river changes its path when a stone bags it. In the same way, human hearts also change when it pushes them. This series uses romance, family drama, humor, and emotional conflict to show that something the people we hate are the people who force us to see the trust about ourselves. The story begins with two people who look completely different from each other. One side there is Yaman. He is man who does not like fake things. He feels closer to open land, honest work, animals, soil and wind and freedom than to the cold world of the rich office and business meeting. Yaman is not the kind of person who tries to impress others with expressions, cloth or smooth words. He carries himself with quiet strength. He may look simple for outside, but inside he has deep pride and strong self-respect. He believes a person should be judged by his work, his honesty, and his heart, not by his suit, family name, or money. This belief becomes the root of his pain because the world around him often judges people by the opposite thing. On the other side, there is Joka. Her name means nature, but at the start of the story, she is far from the natural life. Her name suggests she belongs to a rich and powerful family. She has grown up around comfort, protections, rules, and expectations. Her father's world is business, status, and reputation. He is not a bad person, but she has been reared inside a glass cage. People around her have gave her everything, but that easy life has also kept her away from real struggles. She knows how to speak in office, how to stand in stylish palace, and how to carry the weight of her family name, but she does not yet know how to understand people who have built their lives with their hands. This weakness becomes her first mistake when Yaman and Doga first cross paths. It does not become a sweet beginning, it becomes a wound. Yaman comes into her world for a business opportunity, but Doga looks at him with the wrong eyes. She does not see the man in front of her, she sees only the surface. His appearance, his style, and the difference between his world and her make her judge him too quickly. In that moment, her words and behavior hurt him deeply. For Doga, it may look like a short beating, a small mistake, or just another uncomfortable moment in a busy day. But for Yaman, it becomes something much bigger. It becomes an insult that attacks his dignity. It becomes proof that people like Doga will never understand people like him. This is where the story takes its first serious turn. After that bad meeting, Yaman lives with anger and humiliation sitting heavily on his chest. When someone is hurt in pride, his mind does not work calmly. He keeps hearing the same word again and again. He keeps seeing the same cold face. The road outside may be normal, but inside him there is noise. Then comes the accident that changed his life. The series makes this moment important because it is not only about a physical crash, it is about a man's life breaking in one sudden second. Yaman connected that accident to Doga. Maybe she did not push him into the road with her hands, but in her heart he believed her behavior pushed him into that dark moment. From the day Doga becomes more than a woman who insulted him, she becomes the face of the pain that changed everything. Time passes, but pain does not always fade with time. Sometimes it becomes harder. Yaman moves away from the world that hurt him. He builds a new life in Urla, a warm and beautiful place where the sea, land, and village air feels very different from Istanbul business towers. This move is not only a change of address, it is Yaman's way of saving himself. He leaves behind the noise, the cold faces, and the judgment of people who only look at clothes and money. He starts a farm with his family and tries to heal through work. On the farm, every day has a purpose. Animals need care, soil needs patience, trees and time. Something happened with empty words. This life suits Yaman because it rewards effort, not show. Ultra becomes one of the most important part of the series. It is not just a background. It feels like a living characters, the sunlight, the sea wind, the fields, the old houses, the narrow road, and the warm village people all give the story a softer heart. Istanbul stand for pressures, image and ambitions. Rola stand for honesty, healing, and emotional trust. When the story moves from Istanbul or Arda, it also comes from outer appearance to inner reality. In Istanbul, people ask who you are in society. In Arda, life asks what kind of person you are when no one is clapping for you. Yaman from in the place where he is broken, he starts to become whole again. He may still carry anger, but he is not empty. He has built something with his hand. He has given shape to this pain. His family and close people around him creates a warm circle even when there are argument and funny moments. This is one of the reasons the series feels easy to watch. It does not keep everything dark. It mixes pain with humor, anger with warmth, and romance with family life. That balance is important because real life is also that. Like that, people can fight in the morning and laughed by evening. Someone one carry old wound but still smile when a child says something innocent or when a friend makes a joke at the wrong time. Doga life also moved toward a big change. She does not understand it at first, but fate has already started pulling her away from the safe world she knows. When she comes back into Yaman life, she is not entering a normal place. She is entering the place where her rebuilt himself after the pain she caused. For Yaman, seeing her again is like seeing an old scars open in front of his eyes. He does not welcome her with kindness. He does not want to forget. He does not want to forgive quickly. His anger has become part of his shield. He thinks if stay hard, she cannot hurt him again. Doga Shaw, however, does not move as the same persons forever. At first, she still carries the habit of her protected life. She is used to people listens to her because of who her father is. She is used to comfort. She is used to getting help before she even asks. But Alra does not obey her in the same way. The farm does not care about her surname. Animals do not respect rich people more than poor people. Work does not become easier because someone has expensive shows. This is whether the real test began for her. The farm slowly removed the cover from her personality. It shows her weakness, but it also gave her a chance to discover strength she did not know she had. But biggest emotional conflict in these sections of the story comes from misunderstanding. Yaman thinks she has Doga completely because of one painful memory. Doga thinks Yaman is unfairly rude and cold because she does not fully understand the size of damage in his heart. Both of them are right in the other own pain and wrong in their pride. This is what makes their relationship interesting. If only one person was wrong and the other was perfect, the story would be simple. But they both have flaws. Doga judged too quickly. Yaman holds too tightly to anger. Doga was careless with someone's dignity. Yaman uses his pain as a weapon. Their journey is not about one person chasing the other. It is about two strong people begin forced to look in the mirror. When Doga decides to stay at the farm, the story becomes even stronger. This choice is important because it is the first sign that she does not want to run away from discomfort. Her father's words and Yaman's attitude push her pride. She does not want to be seen as a spoiled girl who cannot survive outside her father's protection. She wants to prove she is more than that. Maybe at first his decisions comes from ego. She wants to show them they are wrong, but even our decisions made from pride can lead a person toward real growth. By staying doing step into a world that will not bend for her, she will have to wake up early, work hard, listen, fail, and try again. Yaman does not make it easy for her in his eyes. She does not know begins belong there. He believes she will give up as soon as their work becomes difficult. He may even want her to give up because her failures would come for what he early think about her if she leaves. He can say to himself, I was wrong, she is not strong. She cannot understand this life. This would protect him from the harder trust which people can change. If Toga proves that she can stay, Yaman will be questions his now judgment. This is why the resist her presence and presents her so strongly. He is not only fighting her, he is fighting to possibility. This is anger may no longer be completely fair. Doga also start to question him. She sees that his dislike is too deep to the only about one argument. She feels there is something behind his cold eyes when she asks when he hates her. That questions become the heart of the early story. It is not only a romantic line, it is a door opening. Doga wants an answer, but Yaman may not be ready to give one. Sometimes people hold pain for so long that explaining it feels like losing control. If Yaman tells her badly she affected him, he will also show her that the mattered. He does not want to give her that power, so his silence becomes another wall between them. The beauty of law of nature is that it does not make love appear suddenly without reasons. The attractions between Yaman and Doga is mixed with her curiosity and challenge. They notice each other because they disturb each other's peace. Doga disturbs Yaman's silence. Yaman disturbs Doga confidence. She cannot control him with status. He cannot ignore her as easily as he wants. This argument carries energy because both of them are proud. Neither wants to lose, but under that fight there is also strange pull. This is common in many powerful romance story, but there his work because the emotional reason is clear. Their conflict is wound, not random. It comes from a past wound, class difference, and two different way of seeing life. The family side of the story adds more deep depth. Doga's father, Julius, is not only a rich father figure, he represents the protections that shaped Doga's life. His love may be real, but his way of raising her has also made her weaker in some areas. When our parents protect a child too much, the child may grow up without learning how to stand in winds. Hulisai regret is important because it shows that love can also make mistakes. He may have wanted to keep his daughter safe, but safety without struggle can become another kind of prison. Doga time at the farm becomes away from the step outside that prison. Yaman family and farm circle represent another kind of love. Their life may not be rich in money, but it has roots. People know each other pain, they argue honesty. Their care is simple where there is warmth, is shared meals, daily work, jokes, and small sacrifices. This contrast between the two families give the series a strong social layer. It is not saying rich people are bad and simple people are perfect. It is showing that every world has its own blindness. Rich families may hide emotional behind control. Rulers' families may hide pain behind toughness. Both sides have love. Both sides also need to learn. At the first part of the story unfold, um, but also becomes a source of conflict. His plan for the land creates pressures around Yemen from the farm is not only a business for Yemen in his recovery, his pride, and his new identity. Any threat to that land feels like a threat to his second chance in life. When someone wants to build a project there, Yemen does not see only money or development. He sees people again trying to make control of something he made with effort. This makes the land conflict emotional. It is not only about property, it is about belonging. It asks clear questions: can a place hold a person's soul? For Yemen, the answer is yes. Doga positions become complicated because she is connected to the business world Yemen disrupts. Even when she tries to prove herself, her family background to follows her, Yemen sees her as part of a system that looks down on people like him and takes what it wants. Doga may not personally want to destroy his world, but she benefits from a world that often does. This creates tension beyond romance. Their story is also about power. Who has the right to decide what happens to land? Who gets hired in business room? Who is treated as important? Who is ignored until they fight back? The series gives Doga a chance to understand these questions not through speeches but through experience. When he stays at the farm she belongs to, see that life there has value. It is not poor background, backward, or small, it is alive. Every person has a story, every corner has meaning, every task connects to someone's survival. This kind of learning cannot happen from a window. She has to get her hand dirty. She has to feel tired. She has to face people who do not smile at her only because of her family name. Slowly she starts to understand that respect must be earned, not demanded. Yaman also has lessons waiting for him. He may be honest, hardworking, and deeply wounded, but he is not always fair. Pain has made him judge Doga the same way she judged him from appearance. Now the judge her from her past mistake and family background. The story quite shows that both have done the same thing in a different way. This is a clear emotional balance. Yaman anger is understandable, but it holds it forever. It becomes unfair. Doga mistake was real, but if she changed, he must decide whether he wants justice or revenge. The early episode creates a strong push and pull. Doga tries to stay strong, but the form tested her patience. Yaman tries to stay cold, but her stubbornness catches his attention. Every small moment becomes meaningful. A simple task can turn into a battle of pride. A short conversation can reveal hidden pain. A look can say mother more than a full speech. This is kind of romance where the audience does not only wait for love confessions, they wait for understanding. They want Yaman to see Doga clearly. They want Doga to understand what she caused. They want both of them to drop their makes even for one honest minute. The name Doga becomes symbolic as the story continues. She enters the farm like someone who has forgotten nature, even though she carries nature in her name. Her journey is almost like returning to herself. The land teaches her patience, the animal teach her care, the people teach her humility, the work teaches her strength, the silence teaches her to listen. In the city, she may have know how to speak. In Alora, she must learn how to hear. This difference is important because real change often starts when a person stops defending herself and belongs to observe. Yaman name also carries a strong feeling. He is built sharp and hard to control. He does not bend easily. He is like a tree that survive a storm but growth will rough branches. His anger protect him, but it also keep him lonely. The form gives him to peace, yet his heart is not fully because the past still live inside him. When Doga comes back, she becomes the storm that shake the tree again. But storm do not only destroy, sometimes they remove dead leaves, sometimes they force roots to go deeper. Yaman does not know it yet, but Doga returns may be painful because it is necessary. The first sections of this story works well because it gives every main conflict a clear emotional reason. The love story begins with injury, the classic conflict begins with judgment, the family conflict begins with protections, the land conflict begins with survivals, the personal growth begins with pride. All these layers meet in Laura, where the characters cannot easily hide from each other. In a big city, people can disappear into crowd, while on a farm everyone sees everyone. If Doga fails, people will see. If Yaman softens, people will notice it. Feeling begins, they will not stay hidden for long. For viewers, the charm of the series comes from mix of light and serious tones. There is romance, but not empty romance. This is a comedy, but not comedy without meaning. There are family scenes, but they are connected to the main emotional journey. The show understands that a good summer drama should feel warm, colorful, and easy to watch, but it also needs enough pain to keep the heart involved. Yaman and Doga story gives that pain, their argument brings energy, their background brings emotions, their future promises change. In the first episode, the audience see how one careless act can follow people for a long time. Doga first mistake becomes Yaman long anger. Yaman accident becomes the shadow over their future. The farm becomes his answers to that shadow. But when Doga enters the farm, the answers become a new questions. Can a person forgive someone who changed his life without meaning to? Can person accept responsibility for pain she did not fully understand at time? She loves growth in soils but where waters by resistment. These questions make the story more than a simple enemies to lovers romance. Doga's stay at the farm also changes the power balance. In Istanbul, she had the upper hand. She was inside her father's words. Yaman wants the outsider. In Arla, the roles reversed. Yaman understands everything. Doga in the outsider. He knows the land, the people, the work, and the rules. She must learn from zero. This reversal is one of the strongest parts of the story because it gives Doga the same feeling Yaman once had. Begin judge, begin uncomfortable, and begin sees as less capable. Through this, she may finally understand with humiliation feels like, not because Yaman wants to teach her gently, but because life has palace in her lessons. Still, Doga is not written as weak. She may be inexperienced, but she has spirit. Her pride can be annoying, but it also gives her courage. She does not simply cry and live with when things become difficult. She pushes back, she answers, she tries to stand tall even when she is clearly lost. This makes her characters more interesting. The audience can see the mistake, but they can also see the possibility of growth. She is not perfect, and that is why her journey matters. A perfect character does not need a story. Doga needs one. Yaman is also not written as flawless hero. He is attractive because he is strong and honest, but his angers can be harsh. He sometimes pushes Doga before fully listening to her. She acts like he does not care, but his reactions show the opposite. If he truly felt nothing, he would be calm. His anger is proof that the past still control him. This makes him human Many people carry old mounts and old them principles. Many people say that they want peace but keep feeding the memory that hurts them. Human journey will be the learn the difference between self-respect with bitterness. The series also uses the idea of work as a form of trust. In business meeting, people can hide behind word one a form work reveal character. If someone is lazy, it show. If someone is patient, it show. If someone cares only about image, it shows. If someone is willing to learn, it also shows. This is why yoga form experience is so important. No speech can prove her change as strongly as her actions. If she wakes up, work, fails, tries again, and respect the people around her, then slowly even Yaman will have to see that she is not the same woman he remembers. Another important part is the visual feeling of the story. The bright color of ultra, the warm air, and the open spaces creates a soft romantic atmosphere. But inside that beauty, the emotional are sharp. This contrast makes the scenes more powerful. A fight under sunlight can feel stronger than a fight is darkness because it shows that pain is does not only lie in sad places. People can suffer in beautiful places too. Yaman from many may be peaceful, but his heart is not. Doga may look confident, but inside she may start to feel unsure. The outsider world is bright while the inner world is full of questions. The first section should also be seen as the start of Doga awakening. She beginning as someone who believes she understands life because she have been success, comfort and power, but life at the farm show her a different trust. She begins to see that people can be rich is dignity even when they do not have much money. She sees that a simple meal shared with honesty can feel warmer than a rich dinner full of hidden tension. She sees that love is not always soft protection. Sometimes love is letting someone struggle so they can grow. These lessons do not come in one day, they arrive slowly through embarrassment, talks, arguments, and small moments of kindness. Yaman awakening is slower because he does not want it. Doga presents from his to remembers, but it also forces him to observe. At first, he watched her only to catch her weakness. He accepts her to complain, her accept her to leave. He expects her to prove his law opinion right. But when she stays, even imperfectly, something begins to shift. He may still speak loudly, but his eyes start to notice more. He notices when she tries. He notices when she is hurt but hides it. He noticed when she is not as empathy as he believed. These small change and dangerous from him because they open the door to empathy. Empathy is the true enemy of long angers. As long as Yaman sees Doga as only the persons who caused his pain, he can hate her easily. But if he starts seeing as her a full person with fear, regret, loneliness, and courage, then it becomes harder to hold. The same happens from Doga as long as sees Yaman as only rude man who dislikes her. She can fight him easily, but if she understands that accidents, his humiliations, and the life had to rebuild, the defending herself becomes harder. The story is moving both characters toward this uncomfortable palace where simple anger is no longer enough. The sporting characters brings color and movement to the journey. Julius guilt the from family reactions, mud pressure, and the honors characters around then keep the story from becoming only a two-person conflict. Each side character can push the lead in different ways. Some will make problems bigger, some will create comic relief, some will speak trust that the main characters avoid. In Turkish series, family and community often play a big role, and her dad traditions help the story feels alive. Love does not grow is an empty room, it grows while everyone else is watching, judging, helping, or interfering. Mart's arrival and her interest in the land also give the plot a practical danger. Without this, the story might stay only emotional. With the land conflict, Yaman has something real to lose. The farm is his future in the safe place. It is proof that the survive it a project threatens the audience. Understand why he becomes more defensive. Doga connections to the powerful side of life makes her presence even more complicated. She is not only the woman from the past, she may also become connected to the thread again. His present. This makes Yaman destruct stronger. Doga, however, is balanced between worlds. She belongs to the rich world by birth. But the form begins to touch her heart. She may start to waiting to prove herself, but slowly she may begins to care about the people and the place. The inner conflict can become one of her strongest storylines. Will she protect her family interest, or will she stand with what feels right? Will she continue seeing life through her father's world, or will she build her own judgment? A good heroine is not only someone who feels in love, she is someone who makes difficult choice. Doga real test will be whether she can choose trust when comfort asks her to stay silent. The emotional rhythms between Yaman and Doga depend on pride. Pride is both their shield and their prison. Doga pride helps her stay at the farm, but it also makes it hard from stay to sorry deeply. Yaman pride help him protect his dignity, but it also makes it hard from to admit pain. When two proud peoples meet, every conversations between a small war. But pride also creates strong romantic tensions because when proud people finally soften, the moment feels earned. The audience waits for one honest apology, one gentle look, or one quiet act of care. This small moment becomes more valuable because the characters do not give them easily. One of the most powerful ideas in the series is that people often become what they hate. Doga once judged Yaman without knowing him. Now Yaman judges Doga without allowing her to change. Doga once stood in a palace of power and made him feel small. Now Yaman stands in his own world to tries to make her feel small. The story repeats the pattern but reverses the role. This gives both characters a chance to break the cycle. Someone must choose not to answer humiliations with more humiliations. Someone must choose honesty over ego. That choice will not come quickly, but the first sections prepare the ground for it. The form sense can also be read as a training ground for love. Love is not only flower and soft music. Real love needs patience, respect, responsibility, and the ability to see another person clearly. Doga cannot love Yaman if she only see him as stubborn from man. Yaman cannot love Doga if he only sees her as spoiled rich girl. The farm forces them to see details. Doga sees Yaman care for his land and peoples. Yaman sees Doga stubborn effort every day adds a new pieces to their pictures of each others. Slowly to the old label begins to crack. The audience also feels curious because the story starts after damage has already happened. This is not a clean first meeting. In a second chance that Nathan's person asks for second chance, stories are emotional because they carry history. Even when the characters stand in the same place, they are not starting from zero. Yaman remembers pain, Doga remember shame and confusions. The past sit between them like a third person. Before they can move forward, they must speak to that past, but speaking is hard because trust can both of them. Doga questions about why Yaman her is important because it shows she is no longer comfortable with surface answers. She could simply call him rude and move on. Instead, she wants to understand that desires to understand in the first sign of emotional maturity. She will still be proud, but she is beginning to look deeper. Yaman answers whenever it fully comes will decide the directions of their bond. If he answers with only anger, then the wall will grow. If he answers with trust, even painful trust, then the first real pride may appear. In a larger sense, law of nature is about how life corrects people. Doga protected world made her careless, so life sends her to place where carelessness has consequence. Yaman wounded pride made him hard, so life bring back the persons who can soften or break that hardness. Holy overprotection shaped him daughter into someone's other underestimate, so life forces him to watch her struggles outside his control. The form itself stands as mature nature's classroom. No one gets special treatment there. Everyone must face the result of their choices. The first section of the story gives viewers many reasons to stay interested. There is the question of whether Doga will survive from life. There is the questions of whether Yemen will ever forgive her. There is the questions for what will happen to the land. There is questions of whether Doga family world and Yemen from world can ever meet without destroying each other, and most of all there is questions of when hate will begin to turn it into care. The series does not need to rush this change. The slower it happens, the stronger it will feel as a script for viewers. These opening sections would be told the emotional but also with clarity. The audience should understand that Doga is not a villain. She is flawed young woman who made a hurtful mistake and now must grow beyond the life that shaped her. Yaman is not only an angry man, he is someone whose dignity was wounded and whose life changed after a painful event. Their conflict matters because both have reasons. Their love will matters only if both change. This is the heart of the story. The show fresh appeals also comes from the way it brings together city and story countryside. Many viewers enjoy this contrast because it creates natural comedy and drama. A city girl struggling with form, fame, and can create homage. There is also meaning. Every failed task break a little piece of Doga old pride. Every moment of effort builds a new part of the identity. At the same time, Yemen's serious world becomes disturbed by her presence. She brings chance to, but also color. She annoys him, but also makes something in him that has gone quiet. Yemen anger may be strong, but anger also cannot carry a person forever. At some point, he must decide who he wants to be. Does he want to remain the man who man hearts or become the man who healed? Healing does not mean forgetting. It does not mean saying the past was fine. It means refusing to let the past control every new moment. Doga arrival is painful because it gives him that choice. He can continue pushing her or her can face the trust that his life is still tied to the day by want to leave behind. Doga strong growth can also require more than provide can work as storm. She must learn emotional responsibility. It is not enough to say she did not mean to. Yet Yemen many people hurt with others without meaning to. The real question is what they do not Many people hurt without meaning to. The real question is that do after they understand the damage. Doga must move from deafness to regret, from regret to action, from the actions to change. If she does this, she will become more than a rich girl trying to win challenge. She will become a woman who earn respect. These first sections and with the feeling that the real story has also only just opening. Yaman and Doga are now in the same world but now yet on the same side. The farm has become the battlefield, the past has returned. The land is under threat, families are watching, pride is speaking louder than the heart will under his noise. Something quiet has started in one love, yet it is not trust, it is not forgiveness, it is awareness. Yemen is aware that Doga is not living as quickly as she expected. Doga is aware that Yemen hearted has a deeper reasons. This awareness in the first small crack in the calls between them. In many emotional directions, Doga will likely more factor tests at from. Yaman will likely try harder to push her away. Their argument will continue, but each argument will reveal more trust. He will regret and protection will create pressures. Mad plan may bring dangers to the farm. The people of Alra will become part of Doga transformations, and somewhere between work, conflict, laughter, and pain, Yaman and Doga will begin to see each other is as enemies but as people carrying wound. That is real law of nature in his series. Life does not ask people if we are ready to chance, it simply places them where change becomes impossible to avoid. Doga did not plan to find herself on a farm fighting respect from a man who cannot stand her. Yaman did not plan to face the woman connected to the worth memory, but nature does not follow the human plans. It brings storm when the airs become too heavy. It breaks hard ground so new life can grow. It turns people back to unfinished story because some lessons cannot be escaped. Law of nature begin with the powerful idea. The heart has its own sessions. There is season of pride when people think they do not everything. There is season of pain when one moment changes the road ahead. There is season of dangers where forgiveness feels impossible, but there is also a season of growth when the same persons who were hurt you may become the persons who help you understand yourself. Yaman and Doga are starting at the start of that difficult season. They do not yet, but the farm, the land, the families, and the memories between them are the preparing them for love that will not come easily. For now, there is only tension. Doga wants to prove she is not weak. Yaman wants to prove she does not begin. She stays because the pride has been challenged. He resists because his wound has been touched. She asks why he hates her. He avoids the softness hidden behind the unanswers around them. The Alra shine will warmth, but their eyes remain guarded. This contract makes the beginning beautiful. The setting promises peace while the characters bring storm. The strongest part of the characters need the same thing, and the way do not know they did not need to see correctly. Yaman wants someone to see value beyond appearance and social class. Doga wants someone to see the strength beyond her father, money, and protection. The first meeting failed because they do not see each other. Their second meeting becomes important because it gives them a chance to look again. Maybe that is what love will become in the story, not a sudden miracle, but a second look take with her wiser's eyes. As section 1 closes, the audience is left with a clear emotional promises. This will be our journey from misunderstanding to trust, from insult to apology, from anger to respect, from rich city life to the honest lessons of land and labor, from a beautiful painful accident as possible new beginning. Yaman and Doga road will not do smooth because smooth road do not create strong stories. Their roads will have sharp trust, harsh words, funny failures, family pressures, and moments where both will want to give up. Both if they survive these tests, but they bond will feel real because it will be built not on fantasy but on change. The beginning of law of nature tells us that every person carries a hidden side inside. Yaman is still living his winter cold and closed because of the past. Doga arrived like a sudden wind, not gentle enough to be spring but strong enough to move the frozen air. She did not heal him at once. In fact, at first she makes the pain louder, but sometimes healing starts exactly like hurt. First the wound hurt, again the hurt comes out, then the hurt slowly learn how to breathe. This is the emotional path waiting for Yaman and Doga, and this is why their story has the power to pull viewers in from the very first chapter. Doga stay at the Yaman and anger become harder to hide. The second section of law of nature begins with a new challenge. Doga is no longer only a visitor who have stepped into Yaman world by mistake. She is not standing in the middle of the form with our decisions that change that balance between them. The chooses to stay. This choice may look simple from the outside, but inside the story it carried a lot of weight. Doga is not staying because the form is easily. She is not staying because everyone welcomes her with open arms. She is staying because her pride has been touched, and also because a small part of her wants to know the trust. She wants to know why Yaman looks at her as she destroys something in him. She wants to know why every sword between them turns into fire. Most of all, she wants to prove that she is not the weak, spoiled girl. Everything she is for Yaman. Doga decisions feel like another attack on his peace. The farm is the only place where he has been able to breathe after everything that happened in this past. He's built this life with hard work. He made this land his shelters. He learned to will lie with the sound of animal, the smell of soil, and the silence of long evening. In this place, he does not have to explain himself to people from the city. He does not have to wear a mask. He does not have to stand in front of rich people and wait for their judgment. But now Doga is there, walking on the same land, sleeping under the same sky, and disturbing the calms he fought so hard to create. Her presence brings back old anger. It reminds him of the day he felt small, rejected, and humiliated. He does not want that memory near his home. Doga does not understand the full reasons behind his anger yet. She knows she made mistakes. She knows their first meeting did not end well. But she does not know why Yaman carries such deep hate in his eyes. For her, the past is still unclear. She sees his harsh wound, his cold looks, and the way he tried to push her away. She feels judged before she can even speak. This trusts her pride, but it also wakes up to security. Doga is used. She is used to treating with care because of family name. Yaman does to opposite. He does not soften her voice of her. He does not try to place her. He does not care about her comfort in a strange way. This makes her more determined to stay. She wants to understand, but she also wants to defeat the opinions, but she also built about her. The farm becomes the place where both of them are tested. It is not only a pretty setting or a comfort begins to On the farm, persons cannot hide behind expansions, cloth, or smart word. If the world is hard, the body feels it. Someone is careless, the result appears at once. If someone is proud but inexperienced, the form exposed at pride. Family movement. She may think strong, but she strong word do not make the work easier. Every task become a same battle. She must learn how to move, how to listen, how to respect the rhythm of a life she has never lived before. Yaman watched her with a cold kind of attention. He expects her to fail, he expects her to complain, he expects her to run back to her father's words as soon as the form becomes too uncomfortable. These expectations give him a kind of safety. If yoga doga fails, then his judgment will be proven right. He can keep believing she is only a spoiled rich girl who cannot survive outside her comfortable life. She stay, if she work, if she slowly learn, then Yaman will have to face a harder trust. He will have to accept that people are not always the same as the worst thing they once did. This is why her effort bothers him more than her weakness. Her weakness would be easy to reject, her effort in dangerous because it opens a door to respect. Doga first day on the farm are full of small humiliations, things that look simple from away because difficult when she has to do some them herself. She may not know how to deal with animals, she may not know how early the day begins, she may not understand why everyone moves with such speed as and purpose. The form does not wait for her at judgment. Morning arrives, work begins, and everyone has something to do. She stands there like a person who has entered a language she does not speak at first. She tries to cover her confusions with pride. She speaks with confidence even when she has no idea what she is doing. She acts if she can handle everything. But the land does not care about acting, it answers only to actions. This gives the story room for both humors and emotions. Doga's struggles can make the audience smile because she is clearly out of depth. But behind the funny moment, there is a serious change starting inside her. Every mistake teach her that the people on the farm are not simple. People living in small life, they are killed. They are patient. They know things she never had to learn. They can read the weather, understand animals, fix problems with their hands, and continue working even when they are tired. Slowly, Doga begins to see that his life needs intelligence too, only a different kind of intelligence. It is not the intelligence of business, meeting, and polite speeches. It is the intelligence of survivor, care, and daily discipline. Yaman's anger becomes sharper when he sees her trying. He does not want to admire anything about her. He does not want to notice her courage, but sometimes the eyes can what the heart refuses to accept. He sees her fall and stand again. He sees her become embarrassed but not leave. He sees her answers him back even when she is clearly hurt. These small movements irritate him because they do not match the pictures he has kept in his mind. The Doga in his memory is careless and arrogant. The Doga is front of him, still proud, but she is also stubborn, curious, and stronger than he expected. This difference creates a quiet conflict inside him. Doga also begins to see more than Yaman angers. At first, he looks only rude to her. He sees unfair, harsh, and impossible to please. But as she watched him on the farm, she started to understand that his harshness has roots. She sees how seriously he takes every part of the land. She sees how much responsibility he carries. She sees how poor people around him trust him even when they are argue with him. She sees that he is not acting strong for show. His strength comes from work and pain. This does not accuses his behavior, but it makes him harder to dismiss. Doga cannot simply say he is a bad man. He begins to feel that something happens to him, and somehow she is connected to it. The newest tensions between them grows around one important question: why does Yaman hate Doga so much? These questions become like a stone in Doga's shoes. She cannot walk comfortably while if he there she can fight with him, answers him and challenge him, but the questions remain. His hate feels too personal. It is not the normal dislike of two people who do not get along. It feels old, it feels wounded, it feels like Yaman has been speaking to her in his mind for a long time before she even came to the farm. This is what makes her restless. She wants the trust, but Yaman's silence makes the trust behaviors. When Doga asks him to explain, Yaman does not easily open his heart. For a person like Yaman, pain is private. He does not like showing weakness. He does not like giving anyone the power to know where he was hurt. If he tells Doga what her words and actions did to him, then they must admit she matters. He must admit that one moment with her own strong enough to break his directions. He must admit that he carried her memory for a long time. This kind of trust feels dangerous to him. So instead of explaining, he hides behind angers. Anger is earlier. Angers make him look strong, but the audience can see that his anger is also a cover. Doga's challenge to Yaman is important because it changed her from a passive person into an active force in the story. She is not only receiving his judgment, she starts answering it. She makes it clear that it pushes, she will push back. If the test is her, she will test him too. This creates a new energy between them. Their relationship becomes like a game. Neither one wants to lose, but is not light game. Under every argument there is pain. Under every sharp sentence there is security. Under every cold look there is hidden questions. Who are you really? The farm people around them can feel these tensions in a closed palace like a warm. Emotions do not stay hidden for long. People notice when two voices become louder. They noticed when silence becomes strange. They even when Yaman looked at Doga for 1 second longer than necessary, or when Doga pretended not to care but still listens for the footstep. This creates a warm community feeling in the story. The farm is not empty, it is full of eyes, opinions, jokes, and small comments. Some people may enjoy watching the conflict, some may worry, some may believe Doga will leave soon. Others may secretly hope she stays because her arrival has brought new life into a place that had become too controlled by Yaman old pain. Julius' roles also become stronger in their sections as Doga fathers. He carries both love and guilt. He wants to protect his daughters, but his protection has become part of the problem. He has kept her safe for so long that the world now feels harder so than it should. When he sees that a farm, he may feel anger toward Yaman, but he may also feel fear. He sees his daughter in a place where his memory cannot easily solve everything. He sees that she is being challenged by a man who does not bow to their family power for a father like Julius. This is difficult. He wants to step in, but if he steps in every time, Doga will never learn to stand on her own. Doga relationship with her father becomes more complicated because of this. She loves him, but she also needs distance from these protections. She wants to prove herself not only to Yaman but also to Hilosai. She wants her father to stop seeing her as child who must be saved from every hard moment. This is one reason she refuses to leave the farm quickly. Leaving would mean accepting that everyone was right about her. Staying becomes her way of saying if can face this in a message to Yaman, to her father and to herself. Yaman does not trust his lie ethers. To him, Hulasai represent the world of powerful people who think everything can be fixed with influence. Yaman does not want order from him. He does not want explanations. He does not want rich people coming to his land and acting and his on the around them. This adds another layer to the tensions. The conflict is not only between Yaman and Doga, it is also between Yaman worlds and Hulasai world. One world is built on land, speed and direction speech. The other world is built on status, money and control. Doga stands between these two worlds and her heart has not yet decided here is belong. The issue of land become a quiet but serious danger under the romance. Yaman's farm is not only a home, it is his dignity, identity. Every tree, every animal, and every piece of soil carries the effort of his recovery. If someone returns the farm, they are not only threatening his business, they are threatening his life and built after his accident and heartbreak. This is why any plan connected to the land becomes emotional. A person from outside may see profit, constructions, or opportunity. Yaman sees memory, survivor, and dignity. This difference makes future conflict almost certain. Murd presents adds pressures because he belongs to the world of plan and deals. He may smile, speak politely, and she looks harmless at times. But his connections to the land problems make him important. In Murd involved in trying to change or use from another purpose, then he becomes a threat to become Yaman's space. He may also become a problem between Doga and Yaman because Doga world is closer to Murd world than to Yaman. This creates doubt. Can Yaman ever trust Doga when she comes from the same circle as the people who made damage at home? Can Doga separate herself from the choices of the people around her? These questions make the emotional story stronger. The episode 2 directions some to see place Doga in a more active position. She does not want to be saved like a helpless girl. She does not want Yaman to decide with what she can or cannot do. When she says she will do what he does, the meaning is clear. She is challenging the idea of her. She is saying that he does not have the right to limit her before she has tried. This is an important step for the characters. It may begin as stubbornness, but it can become real growth. Many people change because someone first doubt them. The doubt hurts, but it also creates fire. Doga fire is now awake. Yaman may think he is teaching Doga a lessons, but life is also teaching him. Every time he tries to make her leave, he is forced to see how much energy he spends on her. Every time he speaks harshly, he shows that she is still her power over his emotions emotional. Every time he notices her efforts, He has to first against his own softening. This is where his characters become interesting. He is not a simple energy hero. He is a man trying to protect a wound by building a wall around it, but Doga keeps gnawing on that wall, not always gently and not always wisely. Still, she knows. The emotional push between them becomes stronger because both are lonely in different ways. Yaman is surrounded by people, but this deepest pain remains locked inside him. Doga is surrounded by comfort, but she has not been truly understood. Yaman wants someone to respect his dignity. Doga wants someone to see her beyond her father money. They both want to be seen correctly. The strategy is that they are two people almost likely to misunderstand each other at first, but this also makes them two people who can change each other. The move is the learn to look again. The form teaches Doga that respect is not automatic. If her old life doors open because her surname on the farm door opens when she earned. Trust people may be polite, but they are not easily impressed. They watch what she does. They see whether she wakes up on time, whether she helps, whether she listens, whether she complains, whether she treats others kindly. This is a new kind of test for her. It is not about looking perfect, it is about being useful, honest, and patient. At first, this may feel insulting to her, but later it can become freeing. For once, she has a chance to be judged by her action instead of her family name. Yaman is not judged by his actions. He may believe he has tried to be energy, but the people around him can see when anger becomes too much. They may understand his pain, but they may not agree with every harsh word he says. This is important because the story does not need to make Yaman perfect. His behavior must be challenged too. If everyone only spot his anger, the story would lose balance. The farm family can become a mirror from him. They can show him that protecting his dignity should not mean crushing someone else. Yaman has to learn that justice and revenge are not the same thing. Doga pride slowly changed shape. At first, her pride is defensive. She wants to prove other wrong. She wants to win against Yaman. She wants to show that she can survive, but as she spends more time on the farm, her pride may become something healthier. It may become self-respect. There is a difference between saying I am bigger, better than you think, and saying I will become better than, and saying I will becomes better than I was. The first I was about fighting others. The second is about growing inside. The form gives Doga the chance to move from the first kind of pride to the second. The same is true for Yaman. The pride also has two sides. One side is noble. He refuses to let people treat him as less valuable. He respects honest word. He protects his land and his people. But the other side is dangerous. He sometimes uses pride to avoid pain. He refuses to listen because listening might offend him. He refuses to forgive him because forgiveness might make him feel weak. He refuses to see Doga efforts because saying it might change the story. He has told himself his journey is to keep the strong side of his pride and let go of the bitter side. The setting of Ulra make his emotional journey feel warm and visual. The sea, the light, the narrow street, the open fields, and the farm roads creates a peaceful outside world while the characters carry storm inside them. This contrast gives the series its charm. Doga and Yaman can fight, understand a beautiful sky. They can exchange sharp words warm the land around them look calm. There remains the audience, the nature does not stop because people are expect the wind still move, the animals still move forward, the sun still rises, life continue, and that continuation slowly teaches the characters to continue too. A strong part of the sections in the way daily life becomes drama. There does not always need to be a big event for tensions to grow. A breakfast table can grow. Battlefield, a small farm task can become a test of pride. A short ride in our vehicles can become a moment of silence full of meaning. A simple thank you can turn into an argument because both characters are carrying too much pride to accept softness easily. These ordinary scenes are important because they make the romance feel real. Love does not only grow during big dramatic moments. Sometimes it grows when two people are forced to share the same space again and again. Doga mistake on the farm can also become part of the charm. She may do think wrong, misunderstand instructions, or speak too confidently before failing. These moments make her human. The audience does not need her to be perfect, they need her to be alive, to learn and to care. If she laughs and herself even once, if she it will show growth. If she apologizes when she makes a mistake, it will show humility. If she helps someone without expecting praises, it will show that the form is changing. Her small actions can build a new Doga is front of the audience. Yaman's small actions will matter too. He may not be ready to say kind word, but his care can appear in hidden ways. Maybe he warms Doga before she gets hurt. Maybe he fixes something she broke without making a big speech. Maybe he look away when she is embarrassed so she does not feel worse. Maybe she becomes angry at someone else for insulting her. Even though he still insults her himself, these small contractions are the first sign of changing feelings. Yaman may not call it care, he may not even admit it to himself, but the audience will see it. The questions of saving also becomes interesting in the trailer decisions discussions. There is a tension around who saved Worm and who knows the trust. This kind of misunderstanding can deepen the conflict. If Doga believes one person helped her while Yamano another trust, then the story creates emotional pressures. Yaman line that she knows nothing carries a painful meaning. It suggests that Doga is still seeing only part of these pictures. She thinks she understands the event, but she does not. This connects to the main theme of the series. Doga so often thinks she understands people before she truly does. Her journey is to learn how much she is missed. Yaman's frustrations with Doga misunderstanding is not only about the present. It comes from the past too. In his mind, he has always misunderstood him. She misunderstood his worth. She misunderstood his pain. She misunderstood the effect of her actions. Now, if she misunderstands who had her on what really happened in a new situation, it comes from her belief that she sees only what is easy for her to see. This is why his anger becomes so intense. He is not reacting only to one sentence. He is reacting to a pattern that has hurt him before. Doga challenge back to him. It also understandable from the side. Yaman speak like someone who holds all this trust but refuses to share it. He blames her but he does not explain enough. He pushes her but he does not tell her the full story. He expects her to understand pain that he keeps hidden. This is unfair too. Doga cannot take full responsibility for something she does not fully know. If Yaman wants her to understand her, he must one day speak clearly. Until then, their conflict will continue because both are reacting to incomplete information. This is what makes the story emotionally strong. Both characters have a reasons to feel hurt. Yaman is hurt because Doga's past behavior wounded him and changed his life. Doga is hurt because Yaman treats her like a guilty person without giving her the full trust. Yaman wants justice for his pain. Doga pain a fair chance to explain himself. Neither person is completely wrong, neither person is completely right. Their bond will become powerful only when both accept their own part is the damage. The second section also shows how love stories often begins with resistance. Yaman resists Doga because she represents pain. Doga resists Yaman because she represents judgment, but resistance creates energy. If they did not care at all, they won't ignore each other. Instead, they react strongly. Every word matters too much, every look lasts too long, every argument feels unfinished. This is not peaceful, but it is connections, it is messy, uncomfortable, and full of pride, but it is connections of the same. The farm community may become the first place where Doga receive honest corrections. If her old life people may have been carefully with her because of history, they may have softened the trust hidden problem or praised her too easily. On the farm, people can be more direct. If we does something wrong, someone tells her. If we act spoiled, someone noticed. This honesty can hurt, but it can also heal. A person cannot grow if and everyone around them protect them their ego. Doga needs people who do not fear the family name. Yaman, even in his harsh way, becomes one of those people. Yaman also needs someone who does not fear his anger. People around him may love him and respect him, but they may also step carefully because they know his wound. Doga does not know how to step carefully. She walks straight into his anger and answers it. This can make things worse, but it also shakes his awake. He cannot control her reactions. He cannot make her despair by looking cold. He cannot silence her with one harsh sentence. She pushes back, and this forces him out of the emotional routine he has lived in for years. A good script section should make the audience feel that every day on the farm changes something small. The change should not be the too fast. Doga should not become a perfect farm woman overnight. Yaman should not forgive her after one emotional conversation. The charm is the slow burn. The audience want to see them fail, try again, misunderstand each other, almost soften, then pull back. This slow movement make all eventual emotional movement feel earned. If forgiveness comes too quickly, the past loses meaning. If loves come too quickly, the hate feels fake. Law of natures work best when the hardest change at the same pace as nature, slowly then suddenly. Doga cloth behavior and speech can also show her transformation. At first, she may look of the place. Everything about her may show that she belongs somewhere else. But as she spends time on the farm, small change can appear. She may choose comfort over style. She may stop worrying so much about looking perfect. She may tighten her back and focus on the task. She may become less carefully about dirt and more careful about doing the more correctly. These visual change can quietly show inner growth. The audience sees that she is not only visiting the farm The form is entering her. Yaman transformation is harder to see because he hides emotional batters. His change may appear in poses. He may stop himself before saying something too cruel. He may listen for a second longer. He may defend Doga in front of others, but deny is afterward. If afterward he may become angry when she is in danger. They call it normal responsibility. These small signs are important because Yaman is not a man who will suddenly give a romantic speech. His heart will move before his mouth admit anything. The audience will read his silence before the speak. The conflict between Doga and Yaman also carries a strong message about class. Doga and Yaman's that memory do not make a person more valuable. Yaman has to learn that begins rich does not automatically make a person's heart legs. Both have been shaped by their own world. Doga world taught her comfort, confidence and social power. Yaman world taught him work, survival and destruct of people above him. When these worlds meet, they clash, but their story can become beautiful if one person learns from the other without losing themselves. Doga can early honestly, patience, and humility from Yaman words. Yaman can learn openness, softness, and trust from Doga journey. This does not mean one world must defeat the other. It means both characters must take what is true and leave what is harmful. Doga should not lose her confidence. She does make it more mature. Yaman should not lose his pride. He should feel it from bitterness. This is the real balance the story is searching for. The form daily work gives many chances for emotional sentence. Image Doga trying to complete a task and failing while Yaman watching with a hard face. She accepts him to watch. Expect are leading in front. For now, Doga and Yaman are still enemies in others their minds, but the audience can see what they cannot. Their fight is already turning into bond. Their anger is already full of attention. Their attention is ready full of meaning. The farm has become more than a place. It has become the field where their old sleeves begins to break. And once something begins to break in nature, something new is always waiting underneath. The hidden trust begins to rise. The third part of the story moves deeper into the heart of law of nature. Until now, Doga and Yaman have been fighting mostly with world look and pride. Their fight have been sharp, but is the real trust behind them not fully come out. Doga knows Yaman dislikes her, but she still does not understand thus wants. Yaman knows Doga is stubborn, but she still does not want to believe she can change. Both are standing close to the trust, yet both keep turning away from it. The sections begin with that pressures. The form is no longer only a place where Doga is trying to prove herself Doga is trying to because place where secrets begins to breathe. The silence between Doga and Yaman start to feel heavier than their argument. Every time they speak, there is something unsaid standing behind the word. Doga wakes up into another difficult day on the farm. The morning is quiet, but her mind is not quiet. She had already learned that from life is not a game. She has learned that strength is not only about speaking bravery. Strength is also waking up when the body is trying, doing work that feels strange, listening to people who know more than her, and accepting that she may look foolish while learning. This is not easy from someone like Doga. If her old world she was often protected from failure. If something became uncomfortable, someone could fix it. If she was Embarrassed people could cover the moment with polite smile, but one form embarrassment is open. If she makes a mistake, people see is if does not know what to do. The moment does not hide itself, the land it honest at that honesty hurt before it heals. Yaman watched her from a distance. The tells himself that is only checking if she will give up. He tells himself that he is waiting for the expected moment when she will complain, beg for the thing, and return to the soft line she came from. But something has changed in his watching. At first, she eyes searching only for weakness, now without waiting to. He also sees her efforts. He sees where the pressures her live together when she is tried. He sees how